Okay, well, we're back looking at the Sony ICF 2001. In my last video, I was exploring some behavior, I guess, where wiggling the lid here was causing a few effects. And that got some of you thinking, my shack friends, so Ham Shack and Solder Shack, both of them coming back with pretty good suggestions. A lot of focus on these cables and the boards that are under here, and potentially the on-off switch may be part of the picture. Because what I learned is the on-off switch is actually a 2-pole or maybe 4-pole switch, two throw, whatever it is. It's actually 2 switches in one, let's put it that way. So one switch is switching, well, I'll bet you one switch is switching this supply from the big batteries, and the other switch is switching the 3-volt supply from the 2 small batteries. Well, there's a chance that the switch is not switching on the 2 small batteries. That's possible. And then possibility of various kinds of defects up in this area, along with the wires, and maybe up in here. And kind of a strong recommendation to examine and resolder all the wire connections, which I think I'm on my way to doing. And last thing is, there could be more than one problem with this radio. You know, if it's something like solder, like a weakness in some of the solder connections, you could expect maybe there's a number of those, which doesn't help matters. And lastly, when I sat down here just a moment ago without the video running, I just flipped on the radio, and sure enough it came on and then it went off a moment later. So it really wants to work. This guy really wants to be back, so I plan to give him a chance here. Now, there was some discussion about some of the wires leading up under here too, these black ones. So I think I can remove this foil here. Let's see how it's. I think it's just kind of taped in. Not sure there's much holding it here at all. Interesting. Some double-sided tape there, holding this. This is like aluminum. It's like coated aluminum. It's got, feels like plastic on either side of what is an aluminum sheet. I guess that kind of makes sense. Oh, look at this. That looks like a screw that attempts to make a ground connection to this material. I think. Yeah. I gotta remove that screw to get this off. I want to take it all off. Yeah, right. Again, I'm always so worried about introducing more faults. I mean, maybe I've already done that with my poking and prodding and the like. And it's not so much introducing more faults itself that worries me. What worries me is it makes troubleshooting much more complicated when you have multiple failures. It makes it almost impossible. In fact, I find anyway. Wow, that's pretty tight in there. And look, this is fed through it. So we'd have to unplug this cable. Not sure how to do that either. Sorry for the bad camera work here. Yeah, not clear to me how that's done exactly in there. Okay, little tiny components. this part of the cable appears to be soldered on the other side of the board. Well, let's go with something easy. Let's start with this on-off switch here. And is there really any 3 volts being switched up onto these other boards? Let's take a look at that question. Because I have not done very much voltage checking yet. And I understand that unless we get the digital board up here, the display board running, the radio cannot run. It cannot run without the display board running, because it's the display board that provides signals or power to the phase lock loop circuitry. And if I sound like I know what I'm talking about, I'm fooling you. I have a notion of what I'm talking about, but I certainly don't understand these kinds of radios in great detail. So we have the switches on. Let's see if we can find some 3 volts up here. Anybody show me anything? Looks like voltage here. Let me put the meter here where you can see it too. Pick off a likely grounded spot, so I'm going to start with this screw over here, but I'm not even sure that that's valid. And I just kind of randomly touching parts here. I don't think I can do any damage doing this. Oh, there was something there. .82. Well, there's an awful lot of zeros. Maybe that's not a ground point. Let's try this one. Looks like a better ground point. There's the .82 again. Okay, so oh, what was that? 5. Did I see that right? 5 volts. 5.3. There's the second one down. Okay, turn it off. I switch it off. Nothing. Okay, now that's interesting because this is the board with the red light that flashes. This is the signal strength board, if I can call it that. It's definitely got supply. 6 volts too. So it's actually coming off the bigger batteries. Now, how does the power get to this board? It gets to this board through this connector from here to here. And how does this board get its power? In some mysterious way. It gets its power through this wire. So let's look down this flat wire here and see if we can find some power on it. Okay, I'll pick off that very obvious ground point. Just go along it. 1.6. So there's stuff happening here. 0. 8. Well, there seems to be little voltages on the wire. Let's see if we can get at the other end of that wire. Yeah, there's voltage at the other end of that wire. So that was 1.4 there. 0.8. Okay, let's turn off the power switch and see what's left. And we're seeing nothing now. Okay, so that's good. So there's power making it through most of this radio. Now what about up in here? Let's see on this board if we can find anything. I don't think we could last time. Okay, no connections there. 0.02, I don't know, does that qualify as something? 0.01. 0.02. Looks like no power to this board. Okay, I think it's coming up from the board below it on this big flat wire here, this big, what do they call it, the stiff flexible wire? Stiff flex? So, not, oh yeah, I guess I'm making some contact here. Think, there's something, 0.8. Again, I'm expecting to find a couple of volts on one of these anyway. Okay, can't be absolutely sure I'm making good contact with a wire here. There's that mysterious 0.8 volts. Oh, there's quite a chip right down in there. There's a real ground connection made to this piece of foil here. A very firm ground connection. Okay, it's a little awkward. Pull this much further away, really. Okay, let's poke around for a little voltage down there. Is my meter still awake? Yep. Switch is on. I don't see anything on this board at all. Bunch of zeros. Hmm. That one seems to get its power from this board, which seems to get its power from this board, which seems to have no power. Yeah, we saw voltages at the start of this big cable here, didn't we? See that 1.6 right on the end wire. So 1.6 right into here. So 0.83. How come? .6. I'm pretty sure that's the first wire. You know, that's the most stressed and strained wire. 0.8 at the other end. Explain that one. Because the wire is open and the 1.6 is coming back. I mean, for all I know, all this is coming back. I don't know which way this stuff's going. Definitely a 1.67 on that terminal there. Can't really see what I'm doing, can you? Let's clip on the ground wire here so I can get my hand out of the way. Okay. Check our meter. 1.6. Turn the set off. Turn it off, get 2 volts. Turn it on. Get 1.6. Okay, with the 2 volts there. Wait, 5.9, turn it on. What? Well, maybe I'm quite mistaken about what is soldered where. Let's take a good close look here. So which one am I getting the 1.6 on there? Not there, right? There's a 2 there. Here I'm getting nothing. There's the 1.6. Should be there. Should be there. Should be there. Now, is there really 1.6 onto this wire here? So the wire shows 0.82. I'm testing the wire itself. 0.82. Yet, boy, if that wire is not going to this connection, I don't know where it could be going. Now, let's, I'm unconvinced of what I'm doing here, so before I make a change, let's just check and see what's going on here. So that reads open, 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 open. So what, that wire goes nowhere? Okay, let's try right from the other end. See, I can't be sure I'm making a connection here. And my meter's decided to take a break. Funny meter, eh? It times out no matter what you're doing. Just goes up, times up. Okay, so we're definitely getting a connection to something here. Come back to the other end of the wire. Open. And right in the middle of the wire, if I can find the hole I made. Very hard to see. Hole. Okay, so the wire is continuous to this point. And then from this point onward, it's a no-show. Okay, listen, I haven't found this because of some, you know, brain smarts. I've just found this by poking around, and it's kind of like an anomaly I've come across. So let's whip a little heat onto that connection. Take some of the strain off it while I do it. There's no stickiness left in that tape. Switch is off. I'm just going to heat it up and see if it doesn't fix the whole radio all at once here. Okay, wait a minute. Take advantage of my camera here. Saw the end of my soldering iron under the magnification of the camera, and yikes, it looked a little ugly, didn't it? Okay, so I think I'm going after this one right here. This one. Don't like the smell of that. Now we'll check for continuity. You gotta move it, guys, this way. Poke in the little hole. I need to verify I've contacted the wire. So I'm in contact with the wire, so here we go. Nothing at all. know for sure that that wire is going there, where I think it's going. Let's... No. Well, how many possible places could it go? And I'm totally mistaken, and the wire actually comes way under here. Way out over here. Double check on it. Yeah, I need like 10 fingers to do this. Okay, it's still in contact, even just sitting there, so I'm gonna be very careful. Wow. Okay, so we are seeing numbers on the meter here. I haven't been watching the meter carefully enough. I've been listening for the tone. Now that's the one I think it is. I see completely open. So we're reading what... So that's telling me stuff is coming back through that cable, I would say. In other words, the voltage from my ohm meter is traveling down the cable through the board, back out this other wire, finding the other meter lead. That would be my guess as to what I'm reading there. And, you know, they almost look like reading through transistors and things like that. When you see 0.7, 0.8 volts, 0.6. And this is the one I think it should be shorted. Nothing. Shorted in the sense that it's the end of that wire. Now what if they've somehow got this wire going way out here somewhere? I can't imagine it. I mean, oh yeah, we're going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wires. That's suspicious, isn't it? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holy smokes. What if I jumpered this spot? Oh, radio's on. Radio's on. The ground. That wire's got 1.2 volts on it. There. Hey, where'd it go? There it is. Same reading whether on or off. Reading voltage. So that's the voltage across the open wire, if that's an open wire. If I turn the set off, it rises up.
I don't know what else to conclude here except that the wire is open from here to here. Can we clip lead that or do something like that? Even temporarily, momentarily. I don't know. We'll give it a try. I have no idea if that worked. Okay, it's connected. So we're going to jump right over that spot. Bit of a gamble here. Switch is on. Meter doesn't matter. I wish it was operating. Let's... Doesn't seem to make a hill of beans worth a difference. Not a hill of beans. I wonder what a hill of beans would actually be worth. Okay, so I put the mirror where I can see the display, just in case there's some funny business on the display. Nothing funny going on at all. Okay. Well, I'm not too sure what to do here. I would really like to prove that that wire is going where I think it's going. Let's take another close look at that. Okay, let's see if we can see anything up under the board at all. Little drum roll there. Looking for my dental mirror, which I haven't seen for a while. It's not jumping out at me, so a little hard to see under there. Let's see what we can see with the camera. Again, really see how we're going to see it. I'm going to have to turn you upside down. Hold on tight there. What is that? That's a bunch of glue. Some of that is reflection on a shiny surface of the wires. Right where I need to see. No, don't go out of focus. I'm trying to see a reflection up on the bottom of the board, but I think the that's a little bit impossible to do. Yeah, I can't see any reflection. I just see the wire disappearing. It's this wire right here. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. So I'm looking at how to remove this board, how to lift this board up. And it doesn't look good. It's a soldered flat wire here, one of those stiff flexible ones. Same thing here, same thing over here. There's a lot holding this board in place. And looks like there's something going on right here too. I have to remove all those connections. Ay, 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 ay. Well, I'd say our attempt here, maybe there was something wrong with how I approached it. So we should continue on with the notion that this wire is not making a contact on this board. Let's carry on with that a little bit further here. Okay, so yeah, maybe that didn't work. Looks like the clip is contacting the probe and giving me the reading. The probe is no longer contacting the wire. That's what it looks like. Shove it through there more. Don't you love these clip leads? There. Now. Okay, contact's pretty good there. Let's see if we can contact the bare wire just under here, under the board. Oh, there it is. And it's pointing right at this connection. So this wire, it's got to be coming through into this spot. You can try another resoldering. Maybe I need to wiggle the wire underneath there somehow too while I'm doing that. Hey, come on in for a close-up look at this. Excitement. The excitement's over this way. See, if anything, the wire is set to pull away further because of the current strain on it, not come together. So why don't I try to counter the strain on the wire I have great doubts that that's having any positive effect. I would hope the radio would pop to life while I'm doing this. Doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, yeah. Another move I can pull here would be to jumper the wire from here over the top. Cut it here and actually jumper it. Don't even bother cutting it, just get at it and bring it over here. Now, I kind of tried that with a clip lead. Well, you know, maybe I'm completely mistaken about this too. Yeah, I don't know what else to do here at the moment. Looks like I might have left a little blob of solder there, right between two connections. Well, that's it for now. I'm going to stop at this point. I'll post up this video, and I see what kind of comments I get from all of you.